Grand Theft Auto Online is a game we all adore and keep coming back to, even though it houses one of the most toxic gaming communities on the planet. We all love it for its vast, dynamic, and unpredictable open world, where everything happens everywhere all at once. Know what I mean? But what makes GTA Online truly special for me, and probably for thousands of other players, is not the cars, the money, or the endless updates. It's that feeling of being part of a shared world. A feeling that you're part of something bigger, where everything you do can have consequences. It influenced on how other players perceive the game and created stories that Rockstar could have never scripted. For me, GTA Online was always about the people I met along the way. The random teammates who became my friends, especially during the lockdown, the late night heists, the countless missions and adversary modes played over and over again all night long. It was like trial and error. So what changed? How did GTA Online go from being a collective multiplayer experience built around cooperation, rivalry, and shared stories, where every player had a unique role to play, to this soulless, solitary grind where other players often feel sidelined or pretty much invisible at this point? How did a game that once encouraged us to interact with strangers, form crews, and even make enemies slowly evolve into the sandbox that can almost entirely be played alone? Somewhere along the way, Rockstar just stripped away that interdependence that made GTA Online feel alive. We used to rely on other players, for better or worse. We established meaningful connections with people across the globe. Today, GTA Online is filled with these isolated solo sessions where everything just feels disconnected. Today you can run businesses, complete missions, make millions, and experience most of the game's content entirely on your own. And while that may be more convenient, it raises a question. If everything can be played alone, if other players are no longer an essential part of the game, then what's the point of calling it GTA Online anymore? What's the point of calling it a multiplayer experience? To understand how GTA Online became so solo-oriented, we need to go back to the December of 2020 and the release of the Cayo Perico heist. At the time it was revolutionary, alright? For the first time in GTA Online's history, a heist could be completed entirely by yourself. No waiting for teammates, no unreliable randoms, no coordinating schedules with friends, just you, your submarine, and a direct path to making millions. Players loved it, and for a good reason. I mean, they built a whole new map just for the heist, added more quality of life updates, and offered us an action-packed lore featuring cameos like Dr. Dre. But Cayo Perico didn't just introduce a new heist, it introduced a new design philosophy, and we need to give credits where credits are due. The Cayo Perico heist was revolutionary at the time. It offered multiple possibilities and approaches on how you want to orchestrate the heist. But from that point onwards, Rockstar increasingly built content around the idea that players should be able to do everything by themselves. And update after updates, it followed the same formula. Solo-friendly missions, solo businesses, solo progression, and fewer reasons to interact with other players in any meaningful way. What started as a convenient feature slowly became the standard. And while these changes made the game more accessible, they also came with an unintended consequence. GTA Online gradually stopped feeling like a multiplayer world and started feeling like a single-player grind that just happened to be connected to the internet. To be fair, not every recent update has been a step in the wrong direction. In fact, some of the additions introduced over the last few years are things players have been requesting over a decade, and they actually listened this time. For the longest time, fans wanted more everyday activities in GTA Online, things that made Los Santos feel more alive. And Rockstar finally started delivering on that. They introduced side hustles like taxi work, pizza deliveries, and firefighter jobs. For older fans like me, these activities felt like a love letter to the past. They brought back memories of driving a cab through Liberty City, delivering pizzas across Vice City, or even driving a fire engine across San Fierro. These missions weren't about making millions of dollars per hour, they existed purely to make the world feel more alive. And honestly, I think Rockstar deserves some credit for that. Now, what can be changed? I'm not saying the fact that we can play solo is a bad thing, alright? Not everyone has friends online, and not everyone wants to rely on random players. And some people just want to mind their own business. But Rockstar just pushed it too far. What made the original Heist update so memorable wasn't just the payouts. It was the fact that every player had a purpose. One player was the pilot, another was the hacker, and someone else was controlling the crowd, or driving the getaway car. And success depended on cooperation. There was a genuine sense of teamwork, a feeling that everyone had contributed to the operation. When a heist was executed perfectly, it felt less like completing a mission and more like pulling off a carefully orchestrated crime. Now imagine if Rockstar combined the accessibility of modern GTA Online with the cooperative design of those early heists. You could still complete missions alone if you wanted to, but bringing additional players would unlock new strategies, specialized roles, and more rewarding outcomes. And that's the balance I think GTA Online has been missing. Or maybe I should just move on, you know. Whatever I just said is my personal opinion on how I see the game and the current state of it. But maybe I should just, let's let it go. I mean, we've pushed this game further than anyone could have imagined. The fact that GTA Online is still one of the most popular online games, even after a decade after its release, it tells a lot about the impact this game had on an entire generation of players. And there are some structural constraints that we simply cannot ignore. Maybe the things that I've mentioned are the result of trying to keep the same game alive for more than a decade. And it's not all bad. I mean, some people always wanted single-player expansions and more solo-oriented gameplay. And maybe they got what they wanted, or at least some version of that. And with GTA 6 just around the corner, I don't think it's even relevant anymore to talk about this game. I just hope the future GTA Online will be more balanced and full of life, and more innovative when it comes to the cooperative elements. Either way, this is just based on my personal opinion, and I would genuinely like to hear what you guys think. Has GTA Online changed for the better, for the worse, or simply adapted to the passage of time? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.